Hello, my name is Jeremy. I'm the founder of LATT SEO, and I work with e-commerce brands to help them generate more sales online through organic search or SEO. And what I'm doing in this video is looking at Donabella Hair specifically from an SEO perspective to see if there are any ways their site can or should be improved to help them generate more traffic. So first thing I like to do is look at this tool here called Ahrefs, and within here there are so many different data points, and we'll look at traffic and a couple other data points regarding keywords in a minute. But the two I want to look at from a high level are referring domains and DR. And if you're unfamiliar, a referring domain is a unique instance of a different website on the internet linking to your site. And the reason these are important is because Google views referring domains or links from other sites as votes of confidence or trust signals. So you want to have trusted sites linking to you. And generally, as you do, your DR or domain rating tends to increase. Now, DR is on a 0 to 100 scale and essentially lets us know how strong or how authoritative a site is, but it also lets us know the difficulty of a keyword based on the sites currently ranking for it. And I'll explain more about that in a second as well. Now, the one other thing to look at on this first screen here is this chart, let me zoom this in, showing organic traffic related to referring domains. So the blue line is referring domains or unique links coming to this site, and the orange line is organic traffic. So it looks like in the fall of 23, so October range, traffic started increasing exponentially. Now, that could be caused from a number of things, just like a drastic drop in traffic could be caused from a number of things. So one thing to look at here would be, did they increase the amount of content significantly? And the yellow line I just added here is for organic pages. Now, it looks like they did not increase the amount of content significantly here. So this was likely caused by an algorithm update that impacted them positively, which is good to see. More times than not, we see these drops and caused by an algorithm that impacts a site negatively. So in this case, that's what my assumption is without digging in too deeply. But that being said, let's look at some keyword data here for them to see if there are any opportunities they can improve on. So this chart here shows keywords and phrases their site ranks for in Google. You can see 14,805. And what we're looking at is the whole entire list of keywords sorted by search volume per month. Now, one opportunity here that I'm seeing right away is hair extensions. You can see they're already on position 7, which is page 1. And in many cases, you would think they're on page 1, that's great. But they could actually double or triple their traffic going from 7 to 2 or 3 or even number 1, depending on the click-through rate for this specific search and what else is shown up in the search results. So still potential huge opportunity here for them. But let's look at who's ranking, what's going on, and what can and should be done from that perspective. So now you're looking at the search results for this search related to hair extensions. And you can see here we have the competitor list, and Donabella hair is listed here at number 7. So first thing to look at quickly would be DR. So we have Bellamy hair 64, Luxie hair 71, Bellamy again 64, the hair shop at 40, Donabella at 41. So it looks like it would be a little bit more difficult to get into the top 3 because they're at 41 and Bellamy has 2 rankings, but 64 and 71 are the competing sites. But as you can see here, DR is not the only metric that impacts rankings. And perfect example of that is Donabella at 41 outranks Amazon at 96. So again, definitely something that is potential to rank for, but something to think about there over time to build up the domain rating or the authority of the domain. And one of the other factors that is likely impacting this is if we look at the domains column. So Google looks at links not only from not only from a domain basis, but also a page by page basis. And the exact thought of this, or the exact data for this, is we have Bellamy hair, and their hair extensions page. 102 domains linking to this page specifically. And then Luxie hair for their seamless clip-in hair extensions collection, 138. And then Bellamy hair with their clip-in hair extensions collection page, 110 on this one as well. And Donabella with only 22. So there is a gap there that filling this gap or working to bridge this gap is very likely to help them rank better based on and if other data points are set correctly. But again, that is not the only factor either, because you have the hair shop here with only 3 outranking Donabella hair with 22. So there's a lot of factors at play here, a lot of other things going on potentially, and there are also ways to hide domains that are linking to you. So this may not be a perfectly accurate representation of how many actual domains are linking to this site. But again, we have to use the public tools we have available for this. Now, all that being said, what else can Donabella do from a content perspective on their site that can help them? So if we look at their page itself, the first thing I see here is their H1 is clip-in extensions. That's good. However, if they wanted to rank for hair extensions, then having hair extensions somewhere in here or having a specific collection for that potentially can help. And a quick example of that is if we look at the Bellamy hair, you can see here their title is hair extensions. So that would be something potentially to look at. And then the difference here is if you look at Bellamy, they have another collection for clip-in hair extensions. So hair extensions, clip-in hair extensions, and Donabella here just has clip-in extensions. So that would be something to test. Either change this to hair extensions or add a new collection for clip-in hair extensions, or excuse me, for hair extensions, because this is the clip-in hair extensions. So a lot of different things to test from a content and on-page perspective. And you can have the same product in multiple collections as well. So that is not something you have to worry about. If you have this product, it might fit in the general hair extensions collection and also the clip-in extensions. And it might also fit if you go into a color extension, or excuse me, a color collection as well. So a lot of ways to organize your products and make it easier for Google to understand what should rank where, and make it easier for your potential customers to understand where your products are as well. Now, other thing to do here would be to add content. And the reason for that is to, again, make it easier for Google to understand what types of products are in this collection. And then you can add in additional optimization factors there as well and additional keywords. And a quick note for that is if we look at the hair extensions keyword list and we basically look at how many opportunities there are for all keywords related to hair extensions, there's 36,792 keywords that have hair extensions in them. Total search volume per month, 845,000. And if we just look at the clip segment here, so just for clip-in hair extensions, 4,257 keywords, total search volume per month, 100,000 searches per month. So having a collection dedicated to clip-in hair extensions is something that absolutely makes sense. But without having additional content on that page, it's going to be more difficult to rank for some of these keywords that are more specific. And that would be the purpose of having additional content. Now, one quick caveat with that is you don't need to have a huge list of content at the top before your product list. You can have a little segment at the top here and then also include content at the bottom here, so that if somebody did want to read more about the hair extensions you offer, the benefits, the type, the style, things like that, you can have that in there. But it also allows the search engines to see and read and index that content too. Now, one last thing then would be, what else can Donabella do aside from these elements I'm mentioning here? One of the other things that can really help is looking at and building out a content process. And what you're looking at here is what's called a content gap analysis. And I added in Bellamy, Perfect Locks, and LuxyHair.com. And what this shows are all keywords and phrases that either of these 3 sites I just mentioned rank for in the top 10 that Donabella Hair does not rank for. And you can see here this list, 13,547 keywords that Donabella does not rank for, that either of these 3 competitors do. Now, the cool part about this is we can filter this further to look at and find keywords that only include what. So it'd be like a good question article. So now you can see 386 keywords that are potential targets for an article or a piece of content. So what are edges? What hairstyle suits me? What is a quick weave? What hairstyle? So there's a lot that are the same here. What hairstyle should I get? What kind of haircut should I get? What do split ends look like? What is a reverse balayage? So again, you can start to see how you can build out a significantly impressive content process here How would be another good one to look at. 1,148 keywords. How to make rice water for hair, how to get rid of split ends. And some of these overlap. So you can have some of these pieces of content that are optimized for and ranking for different keywords and phrases. So huge opportunity here. And just as a one more side note here, you can see Luxy Hair is ranking for so many of these different pieces of content. And another data point to look at is this actually working for them, and are they actually getting traffic? So to look at Luxy Hair's data, you can see they're ranking for 119,000, and this is organic, 119,000 keywords, getting 158,000 monthly visitors to their site just from organic search. And this data is probably underreported. Now, it's also probably underreported for Donabella Hair, but you can see their traffic 57,000-ish and 158,000 for Luxy Hair. So triple the traffic, and part of that is likely due to the fact that they are ranking for so many different keywords and phrases related to question type things, and also just in general, just general content. And we can actually just do this on a one domain basis. So if we just look at Luxy Hair, we can get an idea as to what they're doing specifically better than Donabella Hair. And you can see 7,075 keywords that Luxy Hair ranks for that Donabella Hair does not rank for. So this would be a massive opportunity to look at to start building additional content for, and then that works to drive traffic. Then targeted traffic works to drive sales. So hopefully this video provided some value for you. Just wanted to show a little bit about the process of what we would look at when going through and doing an audit on a Shopify site. And that's it. I'll see you on the next one.